Leah was a bright and curious girl. She loved her two dogs, Bastien and Boudreaux. Bastien was big and squishy. Boudreaux was small and bouncy. Leah loved to invent things. She tinkered in her father's workshop every day. "What will you make today, Leah?" asked her father. "Something amazing, I hope," Leah said with a smile. One sunny Saturday, Leah decided to visit a yard sale. "Maybe I'll find something useful," she told her dogs. Bastien wagged his nub excitedly. Boudreaux barked and ran in a circle. He loved adventures. Leah laughed. "I think Boudreaux wants to come too." Leah and her dogs played in the yard, imagining all the things they could find. They looked up at the sky, dreaming of their next big adventure. With a giggle, Leah said, "Let's go, boys. The world is waiting for us." The yard sale was crowded with interesting things. People were milling about, examining the eclectic mix of items on display. From old furniture to quirky knickknacks, there was something for everyone. Leah saw a telescope. It was a bit dusty, but she could already imagine the adventures it would bring. "I could use that to look at the stars," she thought, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She had always been fascinated by the night sky. Then she saw a big, bouncy trampoline. It looked like so much fun. Bastien and Boudreaux would love that. She chuckled, picturing her friends bouncing high into the air, laughing and having a great time. But then Leah spotted three things that made her heart race. Her mind started racing with possibilities. A huge, colourful weather balloon leaned against a table. It was vibrant and eye-catching. Next to it was a box overflowing with fireworks. The bright packaging promised a spectacular show, and then Leah saw it. A giant roll of strong silver duct tape. It gleamed in the sunlight. "That's it," she exclaimed. An idea was forming in her mind. She could hardly contain her excitement. "I'm going to build a rocket." Leah's imagination soared as she envisioned her creation taking flight. The yard sale had given her the perfect inspiration. All around her, the yard sale buzzed with energy. People were haggling over prices, children were playing with newfound treasures, and the air was filled with laughter and chatter. Leah's mind was a whirlwind of ideas. She could see it all coming together: the telescope for navigation, the trampoline for a soft landing, the weather balloon for lift, the fireworks for propulsion, and the duct tape to hold it all together. She could hardly wait to share her plan with Bastien and Boudreaux. They would be thrilled to join her on this Loony Lunar adventure. Leah rushed over to her friends, her excitement bubbling over. She explained her plan, and they listened with wide eyes and eager smiles. "This is going to be the best adventure ever," Leah declared, her heart pounding with anticipation. The yard sale had sparked an idea that would take them to the stars. The adventure was just beginning. Leah rushed home, her wagon overflowing with her new treasures. "We're going to the moon," she announced to Bastien and Boudreaux. The dogs barked and wagged their tails. They didn't know what the moon was, but it sounded exciting. Leah worked tirelessly, her imagination running wild. She used the trampoline as a launch pad. She carefully attached the weather balloon to a frame she built from scraps in her workshop. The fireworks, she decided, would be the fuel. "It's going to be the best rocket ever," she declared. She called it the Lunar Lander. Leah donned her makeshift spacesuit, ready for the adventure. Together they looked up at the moon, dreaming of their journey. With hearts full of excitement, they ran towards the Lunar Lander. Leah's heart pounded as she climbed into the Lunar Lander with Bastien and Boudreaux. The makeshift spaceship, crafted from cardboard and imagination, was their ticket to the stars. Leah adjusted her helmet, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Ready?" she asked her furry co-pilots, her voice trembling with anticipation. The dogs, sensing the adventure, wagged their tails eagerly. "Woof! Woof!" they barked in response, their excitement mirroring Leah's own. Leah lit the first firework, her hands steady despite the thrill coursing through her veins. The fuse sizzled, and she stepped back, eyes wide. With a tremendous whoosh and a shower of sparks, they blasted off into the sky. The ground fell away beneath them, and the stars seemed to draw closer. Up, up, up they soared, past the clouds, past the birds, higher and higher, until the earth looked like a blue marble below. The vastness of space enveloped them, and Leah felt a sense of awe. Finally, with a gentle bump, they landed on the moon. Leah gasped, her breath catching in her throat. The moon was covered in grey dust and dotted with craters. It was a landscape both alien and beautiful, a world waiting to be explored. It's amazing," she whispered, her voice filled with wonder. The adventure had just begun. Leah, Bastien, and Boudreaux planted their flag on the moon, claiming their spot in the vast expanse. The flag fluttered gently in the lunar breeze, a symbol of their incredible journey. They bounced around in the low gravity, laughing and playing, their movements slow and graceful. The moon's surface was their playground, and they reveled in the freedom it offered. As they paused to catch their breath, they looked back at Earth, a distant blue gem in the blackness of space. Leah felt a deep connection to their home planet, a sense of pride and wonder. They explored lunar caves, discovering hidden wonders and marveling at the strange rock formations. Every step was a new adventure, every moment a memory to cherish. As their time on the moon came to an end, they waved goodbye to the lunar landscape, their hearts full of joy and their minds brimming with stories to tell. With one last look, they boarded their lunar lander and prepared for the journey home. The rocket roared to life, lifting off from the moon's surface and heading back to Earth. As they approached Earth, the planet grew larger and more detailed, a beautiful reminder of the world they called home. Leah knew that this adventure would stay with them forever. With a final bump, they landed back on Earth, their journey complete. Leah, Bastien, and Boudreaux emerged from their spaceship, their faces beaming with pride and excitement. They celebrated their adventure, sharing their stories with friends and family. The moon landing had been a dream come true, a testament to their imagination and courage. That night, as they looked up at the moon, they knew that anything was possible. The sky was no longer the limit, it was just the beginning. The Cheese Moonians. Leah, Bastien, and Boudreaux climbed out of the Lunar lander and began to explore. The moon was quiet and still, but then they heard a strange sound. "Wah!" a voice was crying. They followed the sound and found a group of strange creatures huddled behind a large rock. The creatures were shaped like cheese. Some were cheddar, some were Swiss, and some were even blue cheese. "What's wrong?" Leah asked gently. "We are the Moonians," sobbed a small cheddar-shaped creature. "Our cheese factory is broken and we can't make any more cheese." Moon cheese for Earthlings. Leah loved cheese. She loved it so much that she even dreamed about it. One night she had a dream that took her to the moon, where she discovered a land full of cheese. She couldn't let the Moonians be sad. "Don't worry," she said. Leah knew she had to do something to help them. She was determined to bring smiles back to their faces. "I'm good at fixing things," Leah exclaimed with confidence. She had always been handy with tools and loved solving problems. Leah, with Bastien and Boudreaux at her heels, followed the Moonians to the cheese factory. The factory was the heart of their community, and it was in trouble. It was a giant metal contraption with tubes and wires sticking out everywhere. The factory looked like a maze of machinery, and it was clear that something had gone wrong. Leah examined the factory carefully. "Aha!" she cried. "A pipe is loose!" She knew this was the source of the problem. Using her trusty tools from her workshop, Leah quickly repaired the broken pipe. The Moonians cheered. They were overjoyed to see their factory coming back to life. Cheese started flowing through the factory again. The sight of the creamy, delicious cheese brought smiles to everyone's faces. "You saved us!" cried a grateful Moonian. Leah felt a warm glow of satisfaction. "We want to give you a gift. Take this." The Moonians were so thankful that they wanted to show their appreciation. He handed Leah a giant wheel of glowing moon cheese. Leah couldn't believe her eyes. It was the most beautiful cheese she had ever seen. Moon cheese for Earthlings. It was time to go home. Leah, Bastien, and Boudreaux climbed back into the Lunar lander, carefully storing the moon cheese. Leah lit the last firework, and with another whoosh, they were rocketing back to Earth. Back in the workshop, Leah, Bastien, and Boudreaux enjoyed a feast of moon cheese. It tasted like no cheese they had ever tasted before. It tasted like adventure. It tasted like the moon. Leah, with a twinkle in her eye, looked at her two faithful companions. "Where should we go next?" she wondered. Bastien barked and nudged a globe. His nose pointed towards Africa. "Africa it is," laughed Leah. Every day was an adventure with her dogs by her side. Leah and her dogs returned to Earth with their precious cargo of moon cheese. As they stepped off their makeshift lunar lander, they were greeted by eager friends and family, their eyes wide with curiosity and excitement. The scene was filled with joy and laughter as Leah opened the container of moon cheese and shared it with everyone. Children laughed as they tasted the unique, otherworldly flavor, and adults marveled at the creamy texture. Bastien and Boudreaux, Leah's faithful dogs, ran around, their tails wagging in delight, sensing the happiness around them. Leah's grandmother took a bite and exclaimed, "This is the best cheese I've ever tasted." Everyone agreed, and soon the yard was filled with the sound of clinking glasses and cheerful chatter. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the celebration, Leah looked around at her loved ones enjoying the moon cheese. She felt a warm sense of fulfillment. The moon had given them more than just a new food. It had brought them together in a moment of pure joy. Leah knew that with her dogs by her side, every adventure would be magical and every discovery would bring happiness to those she cared about. The moon cheese was just the beginning. There were countless adventures waiting for them, and she couldn't wait to see where they would go next.